Guys, the Super Review Show for another My Thoughts on video. This is my thoughts on the WB news. It has been in the news recently. I just kind of want to summarize it, if you will. Warner Brothers is up for sale. David Zaslav and Discovery and Time Warner are putting Warner Brothers, the studio, up for sale. The highest bidder at the moment, I believe, is Netflix or Paramount. I forget which one is at the top of my head. But I've been following this news closely, and I got to say, it's kind of crazy how all these big movie companies, Warner Brothers, Paramount, Universal, Disney, all of these studios are trying to buy one another. And I'm surprised, just out of curiosity, why the government has not stepped in and said, you're creating a monopoly. Like when Disney bought Fox, I was like, really? Disney bought 20th Century Fox for $80 billion with a B dollars. Crazy. Now you're telling me that Warner Brothers is up for sale? That's kind of scary. Now, do I think that Disney would buy it? No, they have more than enough income coming in from all their sub companies like Marvel, Lucasfilm, ESPN, ABC, all the above. Do I think that Paramount could buy Warner Brothers? There's been a lot of talk about it, and Netflix has even stepped in the game too. So we'll buy Warner Brothers and we'll put their movies in theatrical format. Can you imagine if Netflix bought Warner Brothers for 1 second? Netflix buying Warner Brothers would be insane, first and foremost, because then Netflix owns like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Friends, The Matrix. I can go off on other films as well and other TV shows. But Netflix would then own the rights to all of those properties, companies, and characters. So the new DCEU with James Gunn that's in full steam ahead right now with the new Superman movie coming out in 2027, Man of Tomorrow, that got announced as well. That would be under Netflix. It would go to video, but I don't think Netflix wants to be in the theatrical business. This is a bigger question I've seen online amongst YouTubers and like other people as well. Does Netflix want to have theatrically run films? Honestly, I think they have had success with those properties, like Knives Out. Anyone? I didn't see it in theaters, but I heard it got a lot of success because of Knives Out. Just on a side note, with Netflix, Netflix doesn't make any money at all unless they have a subscriber base from their subscriber count. I followed this stuff really closely for a long time. I know how Netflix operates. So if they spend $100 million on making a Netflix original movie, they lose $100 million on nothing, and they don't get it back. So they operate like $12 billion in debt. So Apple, Amazon, other streaming services like Paramount Plus, HBO Max, Warner Brothers, etc., are purposely putting their movies in theaters first, and then they'll theatrically run a better success rate on streaming afterwards. It's just math. Netflix doesn't want to do that. So my concern with Netflix and Warner Brothers is that Netflix will take Warner Brothers movies and only put them on Netflix. That's a big concern of mine because I love going to the movies. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I love going to the theater. I love buying some popcorn, getting a soda or drink, whatever they have. Like they have iced tea now or whatever. I don't drink alcohol. Just saying. I don't. But it's hard to process that Netflix could buy Warner Brothers, and my biggest fear is that they don't make them theatrically run movies, and then they'll lose even more money coming in. That's even worse to me as a fan of film and cinema in general, and the arts period. So do I like the idea of Netflix buying Warner Brothers? Not really. Do I like the idea of Paramount and Skydance buying Warner Brothers? You have my attention, because the more you think about it, Paramount Pictures is now owned by Skydance, and Skydance is owned by the CEO of Skydance is owned by Oracle. If you don't know this, just look it up. I'm not going to go into depth of it, but Oracle CEO Larry David, it's not a very flashy company, but they have money. Lots and lots of money. So the fact that they own Skydance and that Skydance owns Paramount, that's kind of crazy that they have all that power and money that they could just say, yeah, we'll make a bid to buy Warner Bros. For $34 billion. What? Never done in all my years of doing Super Review Show. I never thought I'd ever see that or hear those words in general put together about having a company like Paramount buy Warner Brothers. You think it'd be reversed, but it's not. Anyways, I think the bidding wars are going to continue until there's a definite buyer. I think Paramount, to my understanding, is out of the race as far as I know, but Warner Brothers if you think about it, they have a deep library of film from about 100 years of his cinema history. Casablanca, anyone? You know, like they have a lot of rich history with their movies in general. Like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, like you name it. They are known for a lot. The Batman franchise alone, period, in general, like Michael Keaton to Ben Affleck to Christian Bale, like. So Warner Brothers being bought is a big deal for me. I'm curious to see where it goes, but what do you think about this? Jump down in the comment section below. Love to hear what you have to say about this. Please sound off about what your thoughts are. This is just my thoughts, but what are your thoughts on Warner Brothers being bought by either Paramount, Netflix, even Universal's been mentioned as well. What do you think out there? Jump down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. But for all of my thoughts on videos, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and follow us on our social media pages on Facebook and Instagram, simply at The Super Review Show. But for all of my thoughts on videos, keep locked on The Super Review Show. The J-Man is off the rock. I'll see you guys later.